The race got stopped. There was a Ferrari on the start that a Porsche crashed into and smashed into the wall. And what's up, people? We're back today continuing the series on footwork using the clutch manual transmissions. But today I'm bringing back from the archives old Genius Garage racing footage where we actually had a foot cam in place in the 700 horsepower Riggins chassis IMSA Corvette Genius Garage has raced for a bunch of years. It's been real successful with. It's really fun. This goes back to 2015, which is the first year that Genius Garage raced that car. Oh, and by the way, the hamster has taken over my studio spot because he's doing a clay model. So I guess that's what happens. And all the guys are making too much noise in the back for me to work back there. So hamster, is it cool if I keep going with this video?
No.
Well, I'm going to keep doing it anyway. Anyway, you guys, so this is back from 2015 at Mid-Ohio. And this footage, luckily enough, is actually Genius Garage's first win at a race. So the footage you're going to see is starting. The race got stopped. There was a Ferrari on the start that a Porsche crashed into and smashed into the wall, and they had to stop the race and move the wall back and trailer the Ferrari away and everything like that. So we're sitting in the pits, waiting behind the pace car and getting ready to go. And by the way, if anybody noticed, Genius Garage did not race at Mid-Ohio or Indy last year. That's because the owner of the sanctioning body called me up angrily because I finally spoke out on VinWiki in a story called "No One Wants to Lose to College Kids with a 700 Horsepower IMSA Corvette." It's been viewed 708,000 times. And although I didn't put any names in it, it made him really mad because I talked about how the boys club wanted to screw over a bunch of kids and basically cheating. And I didn't like that. So the guy never said anything, but then, let's see, this was the beginning of last year, which was 2019. I thought the coolest thing Genius Garage could do was have an international team and invite young people from all around the world to build an Indy car and race at the Brickyard Invitational. Well, 2 hours after that got shown on, I think, either AutoWeek or Car and Driver, I got a call from the sanctioning body owner, obviously still mad and probably doesn't like the fact that one of his biggest sponsors is trying to collect money for a foundation, and just because Genius Garage exists doesn't make them look good because they're not doing anything for kids. And he called me up and said we couldn't race with them anymore and just kicked us out. Or I had to make a video publicly apologizing to them. So I'm not going to make a video publicly apologizing. I'm going to keep teaching and doing Genius Garage. And I hope today you guys enjoy this video of the foot techniques in racing with a nice surprise at the end. All right, guys, it's time to fire it up. You can see I initially go to work all three pedals at once, checking it, but then left foot braking and using my right foot to control the throttle on start here, fluttering it. It is an accelerator pumped 4-barrel Holley for the race engine. So that's how you keep it running at lower RPMs. It's not something that wants to sit there and idle happily. Got a lot of compression, a lot of overlap in the camshaft, and quite frankly, that was a cold day. So you see I got my left foot ready, obviously on the clutch, getting going. There's the sign from the marshal with his fist in the air to let you guys know that they're about to go, and you have to put your fist out in the air to get ready to go. So obviously keeping the car running, got it in first gear, and stalled it. Yeah, that happens. It's a super tall first gear. It was cold, being deliberate, and it's got one of those crazy multi-disc metallic clutches. And quite frankly, back then that was an early clutch we're using used, and it was chattering like crazy. So yeah, I stalled it. Anyway, we're back out here. Just shake that off, doesn't mean anything. Look at the pavement right there. There was water coming down right there on the entrance to the keyhole. Now we are running slicks. This is the first year we ran this Genius Garage Corvette, and we had, believe it or not, big bias ply slicks from Hoosier, which are still a good tire, but the radial tires are far superior, so we're a lot faster later. So whole day, here comes the green flag. We're starting single file. We'll restart. We're already leading the race, so if we can just keep good, fast, clean lap times and go, it's going to be clear sailing. So nobody's raced to lose it except for the driver, me. Don't screw it up, idiot. Anyway, but check it out. So there is the throttle pedal. You can see it's actually a roller. So as long as it works well for you in that way, it's no friction. It rolls on your foot, on your flat part of your foot there. And then that little hook at the top is in case like your throttle sticks, you can actually pull that. Never had that happen, but it was kind of neat to have there going on. So the roller ball, there's some positives about it, but one time it kind of rolled off the tip of my foot and I got my foot stuck. And screwed up the timing and I ended up spinning it off. Not in this race though. You can see that the upshifts were clutchless. And then just there, I pumped the brake pedal with my left foot going into the braking zone off the back straightaway. That was just to make sure the brakes are there and high before I stand on with my right foot. and then toe heel downshift. So in this race, you guys can see you're being very ginger with the gas pedal. This car weighs 2,600 pounds. It's cold out. There's really no temperature in the tires yet, and you're probably not going to get all the ones you want in because there's just a couple of laps left. So being very, very smooth. I also chose to right foot brake in this race instead of partially left foot braking, just because I want to be super deliberate, super smooth. We're running good fast last times and obviously leading the race. So no reason to get overly fancy and try to beat it there. So let's look at the footwork. So we got a double clutch downshift, toe heel braking, and you can see a little bit of trail braking just with the right foot. So I was working the brakes and the gas pedal, keeping it all smooth and composed in the entrance there to the carousel. The back clutchless upshift, just banging on it like that. A little bit of braking, keeping it smooth on the entrance. Don't want to get way out of shape. And here, you see how gentle, rolling in the throttle, how gentle it is, and then how much more travel it is to full throttle. It's got a lot of torque. It's a nasty, violent machine. Carbureted, and frankly, engine's not real happy under $4,000. So you can see that right here. It's about 3,800, 4,000 RPM, and the reason being is our gear ratio was set up for this being a little stickier conditions. So if it were, we'd be carrying more speed through there. You'd be where the engine's a little happier. So on this day, wasn't as happy, but obviously we're still winning, and that is what matters. So you can see running out to about 7,400 RPM in the back straight. Sure, you could turn that motor a little bit higher. It's effectively an early 90s NASCAR engine, basically, about a 350, 355 cubic inch, better part of 14-to-1 compression, naturally aspirated Chevy derivative with the bow tie block, running gasoline, so it's a nasty old thing. And it's dry some too, but no sense in trying to blow it up if you're doing just fine. But you guys can see how delicate you've got to be, getting over to right foot braking, and then gently just back and forth, smooth and quick and on. So you've got to be really fast when it matters, but very delicate and smooth where it matters. Like right here, you're braking a little bit, you know, coming through fourth gear, I believe. Maybe no, it's third gear. Excuse me, it's very tall at Thunder Valley. But I think you can see just how delicate you've got to be and how much is going on in this car. And then also, if you look at the helmet cam, just how violent it frankly actually is. That's attached directly to the driver's helmet. You can see how much it's moving around and jostling and such. It's a violent, nasty, coarse, hot car, which is cool. That's what makes racing, at least old racing, more exciting than modern, where it's gotten too refined and too vertical paddle shifting and stuff, because you really had to dance, you really had to be kind of special with the footwork and magical, and that allowed good or daring, talented, brave or gritty drivers to outlast ones that weren't so much. So I think it's neat that we get to show this video with this kind of car, just because it was from the era of when race cars were still gritty and nasty. But there's that little pump of the left foot brake. Make sure the brakes are there. You're doing about 160 miles an hour plus there. So you want to make sure you have good brakes before you go sticking it in about as deep as you reasonably can. Getting up here, and a little brake there, just real gentle here. It's falling away off camera, so very gentle. On the throttle, hard on the braking, and throw it in there, basically. Throw it in there smooth. Of course, you can see from the wheel, there's places where you're a bit smoother here, but every so often there's a place where there's small counter corrections where you're just dancing the car. See a little dance all coming in from the fender well. You got to be mindful there. I was leaving a little bit on the table just to be safe. I mean, obviously leading the race, no sense to be crazy. And I definitely saw last time I was there some guy right off a McLaren Mark 8F Can-Am car. So that was a cold tire situation, similar sort of thing. But I hope you guys are enjoying watching the footwork video and how this translates directly to what I showed you guys in the Viper and also the Porsche 944. But there's the last lap. You can see a thumbs up I gave there to the flag stand person at the start-finish line. So this last lap, you just got to keep your rhythm good. I can see in the mirror that we really left the second place guy behind. So you might think you can check up, but that's not necessarily a good idea. Being smooth, deliberate, not thinking about the things, and keeping going with exactly what you're doing is the best course of action for a race, especially if you're leading. If you change it, if you start slowing down, that might put you into trouble just as much as if you kept going. So you just got to really keep on it, really be smart with your footwork, handwork, everything, and being mindful. Just being mindful the whole way, but not changing what you're doing, because you're in a flow and you're in a rhythm. There's the brake pump with the left foot. I'm gonna right foot brake hard going in here. I do believe there I started braking early just because I could, just a little earlier. There's no sense in pushing real hard. But still leaning on the car, making sure it's happy, make sure it's right. Here we get the top of the S's coming off. There's where it falls away, so you gotta be a little careful. Let's see, will the car step out a little bit here on this last lap? Yep, steps out a little bit. So you gotta be smooth, but even though your hands have to move quickly to correct, you can see that the footwork still has to be rock solid, smooth, methodical thinking. So there effectively has to be a brain for your feet as much as a brain for your hands and your steering wheel. pedals, they have to connect, but they also have different jobs. And sometimes your feet have to move much faster than your hands, and vice versa, to really put down good laps and make it go. And then you have to endure and grit, and pay attention to the flag guys, and reading all your gauges and making sure right. So here we're coming around the carousel for the last time. Hopefully they throw the checkered flag, still leaning on it, good. Coming out of there, and boom, there's the checkered flag. So I usually stay on it a little bit just to be sure until I see those flag marshal guys waving at you. Then you really know the race is over. And of course, all the course workers and flag marshals, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the drivers super appreciate, because those guys are working out in the sun all day. They're enduring it. They're all part of the race and putting on that show too. So always waving those guys and showing them huge respect. But coming in the pits, you can see right here, the car can buck sometimes, like I talked about in stick shift driving. It starts to clunk, 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 clunk. It's geared very tall. It's got dog box. It's a nasty car. It's meant to go fast. There's a Genius Garage students. They are very happy. That's their first win. Just waving to them and being excited. But you can even see the footwork in the toe heel and working all the pedals with your 2 feet. Even happen when you're in the pits. You're slipping the clutch. You're trying to get in. It's crazy. People are wanting attention and whatnot, but you got to park the car. So you always got a job to do. And in racing, you have lots of jobs to do, and frankly, just like a streetcar. Your jobs in being a streetcar, getting from point A to point B. There's a friendly face. Anyway, getting from point A to point B, being safe for yourself and your fellow motorists, enjoying your drive, and just being part of the car enthusiast culture. So whether you're on the street with a sports car, a vintage car, or you're driving in a race, helping forward the career of a bunch of college students, it's the same effort. So I hope you guys enjoyed this a little bit today, just seeing the footwork of a race car, and of course the old Genius Garage team. They're pretty excited. So was I. He works at Goodyear. Zach just got a job out in California. Well, I gotta see what Federico's doing. Let's see. Clint's at Tesla. He was interning at Tesla, I know that. Where are you at, man? I gotta find out where he's going. Izzy, she's about to squeeze the God here out of me. And of course Max. I gotta check in with those two. I haven't talked to them in a while. I wonder what they're doing. Anyway, no, it's a really great thing. And honestly, seeing this, it just makes me so sad that these crazy high-end vintage racing communities only seem to care about money or their egos and are totally missing sight of the future. If you enjoyed today's video, and naturally that you will subscribe, but please click that bell so I can continue to bring you wholesome and entertaining automotive content. Also, a huge thanks to Avalon King Ceramic Coating. They're supporting this channel and making this all possible. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to using it on all of my vehicles, including my old dirt bike. Ceramic coating bonds directly to the surface of your paint, trim, and plastics to give a long-lasting shine that beats all waxes. It lasts for years and it's easy to maintain. I've got it on my Viper right now, and my car has never looked this good. So give them a try. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to see you next time.